Okay, welcome everybody to Sydney Harbour for races 9 and 10, the 18-foot skiff Australian Championship on this penultimate weekend, or the last weekend, before the JJ Giltman World Series starts on Friday, the invitation race. But a very grey day today, southerly, all the boats in second rig. With me again on board in the commentary roles is Steve Quigley and Andrew Buckland. And Bucko, we're in sequence, but give us a quick rundown of what to expect today, weather-wise.
Well, we're like the first, particularly for our international viewers, the first cold front of autumn through Sydney early this morning around sunrise. 12 to 20 southerly, fair bit of rotation right to left to right. Expect the breeze probably to build as the day goes on, so the second race today might be getting quite windy. Big pool of cold air, pretty steep gradient between here and the high pressure cell, so more wind later and cooler, possibility of some showers with all of the attendant implications.
And Quigs, we were just discussing the line, looks like a bit of port end bias, and just a reminder for folks, there's windward lewards, 2-lap windward lewards at 1.3 miles. What are your thoughts on the start process?
Yeah, look, I favour the pin end at the moment. I think you want to start at the pin, but you want to be it on the right-hand side. There's the starter's set up sort of directly downwind of the top mark, but he's also a little bit, by virtue of the wind angle, he's rotated a little bit under Nelson Park, so there's not a lot of runway before you get into the funky stuff on the left. So if you do start at the pin on starboard, it won't be long, before you get caught in there. So I'd be looking to either tack and, a third of the way down and tack as soon as you can, or even, it's one of those days where you might like to start on port and take a few transoms and get out to the right.
Well, as you're talking, Steve, there's a cloud just come above us, and the breeze has increased by at least 5-6 knots, and a few of these guys, you can see the intensity on their faces doing two-sail jibes, getting ready for their setup. All the boats are on the start line except for Rag and Famish, which didn't leave the beach, had some sort of an issue, and Peroni just coming towards us now at a shot, flat stick with the shoot up, and may just make it. They'll be doing a Le Mans type start, shoot down and around the pin.
They've got 2 minutes. That's early for Nick Daly.
And championship wise, Smeg's in the lead.
Smeg's in the lead. Yeah, on a tough day like today, you don't want to take anything for granted. They've got a 6-point lead over Keegan York in the Finport, and only another point there back to Woody in the Yandu. So very good race for first, second, third, particularly second, third, 1 point between them. And then another good race between Brett Van Munster on the AOL and Scotty Babbage on the Kitchen Maker for fourth and fifth, a point separating them as well.
Blake, if you could just swing around to the right a little bit, we'll pick up a like a gas ship or something in a ferry, and we're right on the edge of the shipping channel here, and I'm just not sure whether the ferry is going to duck behind this lot, but there's going to be plenty on just as they're setting up, with 1 minute to go now to the start. We thought we were pretty safe for traffic wise. I can see the ferry now starting to do a hard left hand turn, so breeze is up for the start.
Yeah, we're definitely in an up phase at the moment. There's about 40, coming up to 40 seconds to go. Probably 22, 23 knots at the moment, I'd suggest.
Yeah.
And a little bit more up the track.
Yeah, just over 20 in the front of a rain squall just upon us. That'll be nice.
27 seconds to go. Yandu's leading towards the boat end with Smeg. Peroni down at the pin end with Noak Sailing, Sean Langman. Asco does a late tack setup. And breeze has just kicked a little bit harder again with 10 to go.
10, yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Sean Langman, great start.
Yeah.
Nick Daly starting on port. Not going to get out of there.
He was listening to you, Quigs.
Yep.
It's going to be taking a few sterns, but let's see how this pans out. Ilve going for an early tack, just out of shot. You can see, oh, and Ilve not having a good tack.
Keegan York not having the greatest of starts either, but look, I genuinely think Nick's doing the right thing here. Anyway, time will tell. He's looking a bit wobbly. They got a new bowman or sheet hand. Nick Murray's out from the UK, so
Panasonic doing a great job, just avoiding the danger zone that Appliances Online got caught out with Noakes. DeSotto just had a shot to the left, but Panasonic Lumix, Jordan Curtis really doing a fine job. Just to windward and leading the fleet out to the left, and we'll be expecting them all to be tacking fairly shortly.
yeah. So Jordan Curtis leading them in, but on the way out we've got Smeg, the kitchen maker, Asco, Appliances Online. Camera Cat just accelerating away.
Yeah, Smeg probably leading already, those two.
And we've got one out of shot, one capsize that just caught out in that really funky air in Nielsen Park.
That's the Del Zotto, I think, Warwick.
Right. They had a bit of an incident with somebody. I didn't see who the other boat was, but
Yeah.
the other good thing about today on Sydney Harbour, a grey day, none of those big powerboat washes, or not too many at least. Sharing the harbour only with a McConaughey 38 championship, but their course access is about half a mile to the west, so no problem.
Interestingly, Smeg coming back into the point here,
That's the
and the rest of the fleet heading out to the right-hand side. So Kitchen Maker, Lumix, AOL, all heading out, following Peroni out to the right, and the Smeg heading back in behind the Camera Cat.
So just enough flood tide to make that a pretty worthy thing, I think, Steve. Just a little help there, and pretty strong at Nielsen Park, or strong-ish at least.
Yeah, they're probably hoping to get a little boost around the corner there, but it's interesting they split from the fleet, Bucko. I mean, they're leading the series, and well, you know, you called them as leading the race. They really only had to follow them, but they're taking a few risks.
I
in
think
the
they
first
wanted
race.
to get out of the powerboat wash and avoid the 12-footers.
Okay.
There's one big powerboat wash right where we are.
Anyway, clearly they know what they're doing.
They do seem to know. Yep.
Yeah.
Noted.
So Ilve now heading back on starboard tack towards Nielsen. They were, I think, about 5th or 6th.
Pretty good left-hander that they're in now, though, too, Warwick, if you look at them there. Wow. That's...
Looking at Ilve, you mean? Or at Smeg? No, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're left of screen for the viewers at home. You can't really see them, but they're in a monstrous left hand. They're coming up to the Kitchen Maker, who you can see on the screen. They're well across Ilby. And so I would say at the moment it's Smeg, Kitchen Maker and Asco as our top 3 boats. Ilby hanging in there as well. Having another good day.
Ilby looking pretty efficient, actually, Steve, there.
Yeah, they've really taken a step up in the last month, haven't they?
But the Kitchen Maker crosses Smeg, so they lead.
There you go. Go the Kitchen Maker. Am I allowed to be
No
biased,
bias.
overtly biased like that?
Completely parochial's okay, mate. Don't worry.
It's a long way to go, boys.
And pretty fresh here on the face of the rain squall.
But just going back to your comment on Ilve, yeah, for sure, they have lifted their game big time. Like, big time in my book. Really good to see.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so the pack that were coming out of the right and now coming back. Triple M will be coming into that, has no rights. Smeg now back on starboard tack, basically in phase with the rest of the fleet.
Windward mark, boys?
I haven't spotted the windward mark
Is
yet.
that between the
Bucko.
2 cruising boats? Maybe.
Panasonic Lumix on screen. They've dropped back a little bit. Very squally as we get up into Rose Bay.
Yeah.
So Peroni getting a bit of backwinding in their main there, not looking as settled as some of the other boats.
Breeze back in the right here too, guys, so expect Smeg might actually lead narrowly here now. Yeah, Kitchen Maker's a duck.
Kitchen Maker's ducking. And they had a pretty ordinary tack there in under the motor yacht, so they've had to take 2 transoms there, Bucko.
Yeah. Still, it's approaching what we regard as survivalish territory, isn't it, at the present time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Wind speed here, and pretty difficult course this, confined on both edges.
A lot of instability in the direction too, Bucko.
Yeah, she's a
big
rock and roll
changes.
day.
Yep.
Rock and roll day, indeed. It just looks benign on the camera shot. That looks like not much wind at all.
Yeah, never does it justice, does it?
Well, I think the contrast with the cloud cover, the overcast day, doesn't.
Yeah.
Not a lot of contrast there. But I can assure you it's a solid 20 plus. You can just see by the backwinding and the mainsails and the way the sails are flogging.
So Asco's doing a pretty good job hanging in there with Smeg, James Styron. They've had a bit of an up and down performance in my book, boys. What do you make of that? They seem to be absolutely on fire one day and then the wheels just seem to fall off occasionally.
Yeah, some reliability issues as well. Braking stuff.
Look, I don't think there's any doubt, they're extremely fast. They've got an extremely fast package there, particularly with their little rig. But they have struggled for reliability, both on the water and, maintenance and reliability. So, but I'm sure they're getting on top of it.
These boys might be
Ilve, tricky little tack, little gust, then a lull. No rights on trip limit. They do cross.
So these boys might be a bit overstood, was?
Yeah, we can just go in there and have a look. I've got the top mark. No, I don't think they are, Buck. I think they're safe.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Okay. That's the one we saw before, but it's got good camouflage.
Yeah. So we've got the Kitchen Maker just crossing Asco, who have a little dip there, but I'm not sure they're going to get across Smeg. What do you think, Bucko?
I think Smeg's just in front.
And AOL doing a very nice job out here on the left too, just coming into camera.
Smeg's got
Pete Mackey in the bow today on the AOL.
Smeg's got a duck the Kitchen Maker, so trading blows.
Go the Kitchen Maker.
Well, Scotty's done plenty of sailing up in this bay in 49ers and in moths.
And Smeg will probably lead over one more tack, and the Kitchen Maker's got 2. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And a good right-hander too for the Smeg. Look at that.
Kitchen Maker going back early, but they're going to have to duck.
Yeah, Smeg reaching into the mark on a good right-hander. Wow. That's how quickly it can change up here.
Tacking. Oh, not a great tack there, boys.
And gone, Quigs.
Oh. That's not what they wanted.
No, they weren't ready, mate.
Okay, so Smeg leads around the first time, 9 minutes 40, first beat. Asco will be second. Appliances online and will be third. Windward set on Asco and on Smeg. Brett Van Munster. And then it's going to be tight. Kitchen Maker might struggle. They're going to have to tack again to get around, and they're going to tack with no rights on this whole pack. So they might be taking some sterns of the Triple M Ilve
Has it.
Well, they're going to shove inside.
I'll be right. They're
They
okay.
can touch the marks.
Yeah,
They're okay then.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the Triple M boys weren't too well sorted.
Yeah. All three of them had gone too high, so
They're all waiting for them to get away.
Or the appliances nearly in the tide on the jibe down there.
Oh, and-
Appliances is in the tide.
Yeah,
Did I say?
just
Nearly.
on our bow and to the right, you'll pick up appliances who had a bad jibe and capsized.
Oh, we're on the guy's setting.
So,
And the Hildy's going to go on the side here too.
well, and Asco's looking in trouble at a shot. And on our bow, just to the right,
Who's coming down the middle? Woody.
up in the second place. They've got a fast ferry coming down.
I think I'm all the fast ferry set the track first. The Hildy boys managed to save that one.
Yeah. Minimise mistakes. Look at that, amazing. 2 swings.
Right here. Travelling with the
And
mighty Yandu.
Yep. And just to let you know, Smeg has bolted. Asco just to our right at a shot. It's fully lit up, so would be ahead of Yandu.
Yeah, at the moment it's Smeg, Asco, Yandu, then Triple M and the Kitchen Maker, I'd suggest.
Yeah, the Kitchen Maker boys did a pretty neat job there actually. Got it going. 2 quick tacks. Still in the hunt.
Great shot of Asco, powering down the shoreline on the Rose Bay side of Nielsen Park. Nice, fairly flat water, just got the afterburner on.
Yeah, that's 18-foot skiff sailing at its best, isn't it?
Yeah.
They are smoking.
25 knots, perhaps a bit
Oh.
more. Ooh.
Transom slam there.
Yep.
That's the thing with these boats now, isn't it, Quigs? Like with everything being covered, everything's just, bolt tight, and they just skip across those waves.
Yeah.
So the breeze guys are a little more on the right. The wind a little cooler.
Yeah.
Well, that tells us it's probably going to build some more.
When you're jumping out of the water like that, Wazzy, you want it to land on the back end, mate. If it
Yeah.
lands on the front, you know you're in trouble.
Exactly. Done a few of those.
Now these blokes have to get a jibe in here. They're
Exactly.
very close to the lay line.
Well, they've got to do 2 because there's no gate. There's just one bottom mark, port hand rounding. Boys are setting up now.
They want to do a nice jibe drop at the bottom, I think.
Pull that off nice and safe.
Nice work, Harry Bethwaite.
And then just on our bow, Smeg just about to approach the bottom mark for the first time. So it's coming around now, Smeg around 14-minute lap.
Pretty handy lead there, Bucko.
Yeah, nice and conservative. Now, the rain squall's probably going to squash the wind here for a while. The back side of the squall. Probably seen the maximum. And the Asco doing a 2-sail jibe into the bottom. Not necessarily recommended, but anyway.
Yeah, well, maybe they were just a bit skinny on their lay, Bucko, and felt.
Yeah, I didn't actually see what happened there. Anyway, they've done it nicely, and
But you're right, that rain's come down again, and the breeze has softened.
breeze has softened, yeah, in the middle of the squall.
We'll be looking at Yandu just jibing to their left, Triple M on screen now. Very wide. Very wide. Overlaid by a heap, the Triple M. Might let Yandu slip in.
Wow, and now
the
it's running
rounding.
properly.
Yeah.
Oh, the Triple M, wow.
Triple M Oh, just slam it up there.
A pretty nice dial up was.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, there's no.
Look, they've done a nice job there. They
Yeah.
were, you know, just in front of that pack at the top mark. They beat them all on the way to the bottom.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a red boat in the tide up right on our bow.
That must be Noakes.
Might
is
be
it?
Noakes.
I think so. Yeah.
So the rain cloud just really coming down now. Kitchen Maker, very early drop.
Very conservative drop there. Oh, doing a circle.
So they've had an
Must
issue.
have fouled.
Yeah, had an issue that we didn't see. Maybe that was with Noakes that we didn't see it. Let's put Noakes in the tide, I don't know. Anyway, out of shot, Smeg is headed to the left-hand side of the beat again, while the other leaders, Yandu, Asco, Triple M, are heading out to the right. So we'll just watch this lot go round, and then we'll. So yeah, just to let the viewers know at home, we're because of the rain, it's a bit prohibitive to fly the drone in those conditions. So we're just down to our one Ronin camera at the moment.
There's a bit of carnage on the course. Actually, we've had quite a few boats in the tide in the first lap, Bucko.
Sorry, mate.
People doing circles. It's a bit of a wild day out here.
As predicted.
All right, we'll just we'll head up. Just had a bit of a crash on board, so we lost the comms. Yep, got it.
Fun, mate.
What do we look? One still lead.
Missed. Morning mist.
All right, let's head up the course now. We've sorted out a couple of issues on board. This is normal fare for us on this old tin ship. It's had 25 years of service, and I don't think she's got 2 more years left in it, Quigs.
Yeah, what do you know? I've started discussions, mate.
Yeah, we're pushing for that as we progress with our technology on board. It's very difficult in the platform we operate from these days.
So back to the race.
Yeah. So that was Panasonic Lumix that was in the drink, not Noakes sailing.
Yeah.
And that was a shame because those guys were doing good. And all Vintex got in the tide as well.
Yeah.
So all this squally stuff, testing some of the younger, newer teams to the class. And when it goes up and down in pressure, you have to really be across it, don't you?
You do, absolutely.
Yeah, and you know, also a fair bit of directional oscillation. Hard right now, the wind. Wind probably pretty much 180 where the fleet is. And wow, raining properly.
Yeah, it's flat and stick rain. And,
Fully heinous out here now.
Yeah.
So back to the race. We've got Smeg, but the Asco's actually caught up to them quite. Asco boys doing a really nice job, and then there's quite a bit of space to Johnny Whitting and the Yandu and the Triple M, James Ward on the Triple M, and then Kitchen Maker and Ilvy, 4th and 5th. But it's a great race, the first and second you can see coming out of the rain mist in front of us here.
We're halfway up the beat and cannot see the top mark because of the rain squall, so visibility is very limited.
I think getting closed cabin on the new camera cat, Warwick. What do you think?
With the air conditioning and it's a humidifier.
High warmer.
Exactly.
Hot and cold running
I'll
Wahinis.
send you an email midweek with the wish list. So just on our bow, James Dyer and his team at ASCO will just take a little dump. And as Paco was just saying a minute ago, the oscillations, you know, moving around 30 degrees and also up and down in pressure by as much as maybe, you know, 40%, make it very difficult.
So Smeg leading, and straight up wind from Asco. About 1 minute lead, I would suggest. Smeg anticipating just perhaps one more tack up to the windward mark. Asco's got 3. On Smeg now, just laying up towards Point Piper. Can probably, and if it goes really hard right, no, he won't get the starboard tack ley line, so Shark Island in the way.
Did you see the big header he just got there, Bucko?
Yep, breeze hard right on this side of the track. He might lay up.
Yeah, the hard righty will help him get there,
Yeah.
if he is going to make it.
Anyway, he'll explore the option. Asco's tack back.
Get a good look here and see how proactive the boys are on their trap and trimming.
Pretty solid pressure was.
Yeah, Lee just making a little adjustment, going down low on his trap there.
Boys got a nice little aero extender on the bottom of their mates
Yeah.
or their Loza.
Yeah, you've been working with them?
The North Sails logo on it. Close quarter actions here.
He feels he's on the lay. Gee, you wouldn't.
You can't pick that top mark.
No, he's a bit short.
No, it's over to the right, I think, Bucko.
See.
The yellow one on our bow stop there.
Yep.
Is.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit of bang off, just getting a bit of twist in that main, Bucko.
Plenty of Cunningham on it. Plenty of Cunningham, mate.
Jib right out on the track,
Yep.
a little bit of ease.
Yep. See, they sail it lean to windward, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely in an open mode there, sail fast.
Yeah.
You know, they're pretty good on the lay. The boys
no.
actually off the
I was looking at the
you
wrong.
off their port bow.
I was looking at the wrong
okay, got the
one.
note.
Quicks. Not for the first time in my life. Don't worry.
You and me both.
So
Good lead though to the Smeg here.
Oh, look, they nailed that right-hander, and Asco went left and the breeze went right,
Yeah.
unfortunately for them. So the Smeg have doubled their lead.
Yeah, it's gone from 1 to 2 if they lay. Now have a look at this though.
So-
Breeze soft and back to the left.
Yeah, so
They're still going to
tricky.
lay. Still going to lay.
They'll
but-
be right. It's another little righty.
and another
coming.
right-hander coming. But that's a big change, isn't it? Wow. They're hoping for the right-hander now, boys.
Yeah, they'll want to be going high mode to get that.
Here we go. Here we go. Here
No
we go.
problem.
No
In the
worry.
bank.
Never in doubt, was it?
So we
Really?
might chase these boys down. Considering we've only got one camera, we'll stick with them for the their set and the final run of race 9, the Australian Championships for 80-foot skiffs.
So this is how it's done, boys and girls. Series leader, race leader.
Speed up, just get it away.
Quinch, you're putting them
Just
off
gotta-
right doing that.
No,
No?
no problem. They've just got to make it to the bottom and they've won the championship. I think
And look how square they were when they were setting up. The jib was backwinded.
They just got to interrogate the Optimus fleet now.
Yeah,
They'll be right.
they're going for a drive here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's no heart rate up a bit at the moment, boys and girls.
And they've got a boat under their bow, which they may not be
triple.
able to see, being triple M, which will have rights on them. Or they cool.
They're cool.
They're
Just- They're just a little deep to get around the back of him, but wind speed here now probably about 20. Just again a little squall, and the Smeg pretty much at full wick.
Not a pleasant 20 though, is it, Bucko?
No.
And you can see Mike McKenzie going in and actually looking under the boom for traffic. So these boys are really always fully aware of their environment.
What we call an abundance of caution was.
Yeah. There's got a little issue with the mirror dinghy here.
Yeah, the mirror dinghies have got something on here too. The
Well,
Intergalactic Championship or
they
something.
might think they've got a half a chance, but they've got red sails as well.
Here we go, jibing.
Yeah, we know that. So they're great observers of the rules, these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no bullying with them, is there?
No,
you know?
no, they're just calmly making their way. If they have to jibe, they have to jibe. But to be fair, they went
They've
back
got
on
to
a puff.
No, they're very polite. You know,
Polite,
they didn't
gotcha.
need to interfere with the mirror, so they didn't. Good on you, boys.
They're getting plenty of driving practice anyway.
They are. That was a nice one. So a pretty clear run for them now. They should lock it in low hooks and light it up to the finish.
Quick, you'll make them tip over, I'm telling you.
No, I got total faith in them, mate.
And so do I, but for the viewers, the Asco remains comfortably in second.
Nice gust there, just having to flag to get above the 12-foot skiff.
Plenty of wind upon us. Back up above 20 where we are. And the rain pouring down. Not pouring, but raining.
And Quiggs, on that new boat, can we get about another 15 knots would be handy, the boat speed.
Just a matter of how much power you put in it, mate.
That's it. Put the biggest ones you can. It's always been my philosophy.
A couple of 2-3-5s.
All right, so coming towards the finish, in a pretty quick race. We've been running for 27 minutes now. Smeg should just have one more drive before they get across the line, and that's going to, I don't know the points, but it's going to make it pretty handy for them.
I think that's it for them.
Yeah,
I think they're done.
We'll get out the soggy sheet and have a look in a minute.
So that's it. Smeg takes race 9, and we think the championship. So what's happening at the back?
So just coming in hot is Asco.
Asco
Coming in for a nice second place.
from the hard edge. And they're going to lay it nicely. Little header coming for them, but and the tack line just let go. I don't think that was planned.
Definitely an unplanned manoeuvre, that one.
But
Will they save it? Will they save
Yeah,
it?
they'll save it.
Main's
No.
gone. Oh, they're gone.
No.
The old story, Chits, isn't it? Queeks, what could possibly go wrong?
Oh, I'm glad I wasn't commentating on them.
No, I had
didn't
them
put
done.
the heckers
I
on
had
them.
them done, mate.
I think your son's going to have something to say about you talking about them as well tonight. Dad, do you reckon just for 1 week you could say nothing about us?
I'm a proud father, mate. Sure the viewers will forgive me.
I'm not worried about the viewers, I'm worried about your relationship with your son.
I'm openly biased.
But I think you might be putting the knockers on them.
Wow.
All right, so that's a big gap, and look who's coming down here with a white spinnaker with nothing on it.
Yeah.
That might be one J winning.
The Yandougal.
Yep. Who just keeps just chipping away.
Yeah. Is he going to get there before Asco get up and flop across the line? I'm not
Asco
sure.
got a tough job
think
here.
They will. I think they
Asco
will.
cannot possibly.
And what about the Triple M and the kitchen makers steaming down at us?
Yeah.
If the Asco do a perfect job, they might be able to get third.
They've got the chute up though, and no tack on it.
Yeah, that's tricky.
Pretty difficult manoeuvre.
And it's on the wrong side.
And it's on the wrong
okay.
side. They've got to rush and roll it,
Yeah.
get it up.
A quick rush and roll and
that's
quick
simple.
bear away.
I think their best chances are drift through the line just quietly.
I think you're probably right, actually. Just do 2 rush and
There
rolls.
we
and
go.
kick it, wouldn't
Yandu, John winning.
it? Second.
Second place. And that will probably go close to securing him second as well.
Fantastic. I think he got third in the Nationals last year.
He did. Yep.
That is correct.
And then steaming down at a great rate, we've got James Ward. on Triple M, and Scotty Babbage on the Kitchen Maker. And it'll be a pretty close call. Who's going to win this one, Bucko?
Yeah, it's going to be very close.
Kitchen Maker just coming into screen on the right-hand side now.
Poor old Asco's
Will
still
Kitchen Maker do a job? Do you think Quiggs?
still
There's
engaged.
no way, no.
I think Triple M's got him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well
nice.
done, Mr. Ward. Well done, Kitchen Maker.
And next will be Ilvy.
Yeah, and look who's after
Del
him.
Zotto.
The Del Zotto,
Yeah.
Jack Sprague.
Yeah.
Nice job, boys.
Yep.
Really good. Another one of our emerging youth teams.
And Asco's just in a world of pain trying to get that shoot in. Not a lot of urgency there.
So Jack Sprague, Josh Feldman and Sam Monkhouse on the Del Zotto. And I know Josh's mum's on board today. You can
Okay.
on board the ferry.
Oh, excellent. So the next race is it's scheduled to start 10 minutes after the first finisher. Or we go into a warning 10 minutes after the first finisher. So not too long to go until we bring you our second windy and wet race for the day.
Certainly freshened up again, Bucko.
Well, this looks like the deepening cold front, sort of, doesn't it? You know, and there's a big lot of cold air. Like the air temperature down Kiama was quite a bit cooler than it was in Sydney, so that's what's come to us. Kiama being about 100 miles south, not quite 100 miles, but the offshore water temperature is so warm it'll keep raining for a while, I think. And the Asco just going to finish.
Well, I think that's their best bet.
Finish on
Stand
their
up,
side.
drift across, get a finish time, and then try and get it fixed for the next race. That's one way to do it, Bucko.
Yeah. Two Russian rolls would have done it, mate.
Yeah, rush and roll now and they'll finish. But there's no one inside. I think bad news for Keegan York on the Finport finances and for his chances in the championship are that he's going to end up with a 9th or a 10th, which won't help him much.
And there's a few boats still a long way up the course, being AOL Appliances Online, Vintech, and I can't make out the other one.
And a big cheer from the crowd on the ferry when the Asco makes it across the line. Well done, boys. E for effort.
We've got one that's looking at us. So for the viewers, a bit of rain effect on the camera cat here. The electronics have become a little damp. There's men working on the problem at full speed, but
Water and electronics, never a good mix.
No.
So we've just heard on the VHF was it that Note Sailing and DeLonghi are both ashore. We saw DeLonghi having a problem on the way out.
Okay.
Brando was doing the reverse scale of the bow pole, so
Yeah.
I don't know what went wrong there, but they've obviously had an issue. And the other one that unfortunately having a bad day is Brett Van Munster on the AOL.
Yeah.
Both he and Keegan have done their chances.
Yeah.
You know, probably.
So is there someone else that can jump them to the podium? You think,
Well,
on those points?
Woody,
Well, Woody
I'm still
would think
waiting.
Woody's second.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for.
So does that make third wide open? Sorry to put a bit of pressure on you.
Well, I think with the drop, Keegan will still be reasonably good for third, but the Kitchen
Okay.
Maker will be a lot closer to him than they were before. So there'll be a chance in this next race
Okay.
to jump up into third.
Yeah. And Asco's still in the tide. So we don't know what failed on that tack, whether it was a complete issue or well, you saw it came off the.
I
Looked
think
to
the
me
rope.
like it didn't have a rope
Side.
I
attached.
think the rope came off.
Yeah.
Somehow the tack line came detached.
But, you know, hopefully that's something they can fix. So Finport and AOL just crossing the finish line, which you can't see because of our technical difficulties. It's got a plastic bag around it.
Okay, so
Back in action.
just to let you know, Vintech, oh, we've got a camera back. Well done, boys, for brainstorming that issue. So Vintech just crossed the line, so I'd expect that we'll be going into sequence anytime very shortly.
Anytime. Yeah.
All right, so Wazza, we've got some points.
Okay, cool.
We've got Smeg on 14, cannot be beaten.
Right.
Yandu on 30 points. Finport 35 and the Kitchen Maker 43. So Kitchen Maker's got to make up 13 on Yandu, which is probably not going to happen with the retirees.
Yeah.
But they've only got 8 to make up on Finport, which
So
could happen,
really-
but that's unlikely as well.
Yeah.
So it's looking like Smeg, Yandu, Finport, and then the Kitchen Maker,
then
and
again,
or AOL.
You never know. We
You never know.
But Finport will be the possibility to actually overtake Yandu,
Yes.
given a good race, given they just had a very bad one.
Yep.
Here I can see the race committee, the PRO, having a little bit of a chat about something or other. And conditions getting worse out here. It's getting quite cold. Rain is really settled in.
Not a bad sailing breeze though. You know, being the optimist, you look upwind, it's, you know, nice flat harbour.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot of traffic. You know, you take away the 18 degrees and the pouring rain, it's a good sailing day.
At least 20, Quicks.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the side camera cat.
Righto, Rags was coming out, but I believe it's inappropriate to hold these boats out here. We're going to go back into sequence, and I'd say 2 more minutes.
Copy and agree with that. The rate can always start right over.
Copy.
So Steve quickly just having a chat with their race committee with Mr. Whitty. So what was the discussion there, Quiggs?
He was just informing me. It wasn't really a discussion, just informing that he's going to start the second race in the sequence in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Apparently the rag who Bryce and Jacob and Rory were madly working on their rig all week, and they discovered an issue when they got to the boat park this morning. You might recall that they broke their number 2 rig badly. It was a terrible break.
Right.
So they couldn't repair the top section, so they're waiting for a new section to come from New Zealand. And anyway, they fitted a substitute mast and then had an issue in the morning, and then we couldn't find enough T-balls. And so anyway, I think they've managed to scratch it together, and they're on their way out to the start. So,
Okay. Wow.
but it's not really fair
It's
to
not
wait for them.
No, not fair to the competitors.
No. So they're going to start the race.
They can go for a test session.
They can. Hopefully the ASCO gets back together. Just on camera now. They're 2 guys hanging out the back of the boat. It's not a great start to the race.
Just have a look at the pin end, guys. Does it look like they may have moved that closer, shortened up the line a bit to you?
It does look shorter, but I doubt that they've moved it, so I don't know.
Ah,
Don't know, mate. The pin end sailed upwind and towards the committee boat a bit. The ASCO look like they're operational again. Just.
3 guys are back on board. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Just about to go into sequence.
yep. Got
So
a man
about
on.
5 seconds here. 3:25.
Here we go.
Okay, 5 minutes to go for our final race before the JJ's boys. So what can you take out of the form of what you're seeing?
Oh, look, I think for mine, you know, the Smegger, the standout crew this year at the moment. They've been the most consistent. They've had a couple of wobbles, but they're generally, I think, both big rig and little rig, they've got it pretty well covered. They had a new #1 southern rig this year, and that seems to have slotted in pretty well. I can't see too many chinks in their armour. I'd say they'd have to be the favourites.
Yeah.
I think, you know,
And Warwick, you know,
Keegan York.
I think they, you know, Lee Napton, you know, does sail the 16 as well up to the Australian title, and they've noticeably improved since he stopped trying to do 2 jobs. You know, kind of like he's a busy boy, he's got a young family, and just notice that, you know, I think they do a bit of practicing, but
A bit more focus on this task.
focus. Their execution the last couple of weekends has been pretty good.
And the thing is, to be fair to a lot of the other guys, it's been a big reset season, hasn't it?
oh, it has, absolutely. We've got you know, you've heard me harping on about, we've got a lot of young teams coming through, and as you correctly pointed out, you know, days like today are very, very difficult. Even the good crews are having trouble, and the young guys they get a little bit wobbly out of the tacks and the jibes. And I mean, you saw the kitchen maker, you know, I mean, as a prime example, tack under pressure, mucked it up, ended up in the tide, doing circles.
It doesn't take much in these boats.
The compressed course doesn't help them, does it?
Well,
it helps them
I
practice.
think that's one of the
course.
great things too, Bucko, isn't it? Is that it ups the intensity level and the learning curve.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
No. Not unhappy. They're doing twice as many tacks in the short beat. You know, it's fine.
And next week when they get onto the long, you know, the traditional long courses again, you know, I think I'm expecting a fantastic series. I think it's going to be great. You know, we've got a large overseas contingent. You know, the Hungarians turned up today. The English teams turned up. So
the English teams are going, wow, we brought our weather with us as well.
Yeah. Graham and Eddie were in the park this morning saying this is just like home.
That's right.
All right, 2:30 to go.
So the breeze, a fairway in the right. Tide still flooding. And some of the other spectator boats with nav lights on in the gloom. Nice. So we're in the middle of sort of a period of rain now, and the breeze a little suppressed. Probably down to 14, 12.
Yeah, a little downrange start perhaps,
Downrange
Bucko.
start, and
adjusting
a new
rigs.
a new line coming over the hill now. Sydney 38 fleet just upwind of us, giving us a couple of pointers about what's about to occur. So guys, if for the viewers, we are having continuing technical difficulty, and our coverage here might get a bit dusty.
Yeah.
I've lost the live stream too. I don't know if it's up. Oh yes, it is. We're live.
Coming up,
Okay, 1 minute to go.
So we're inside the last minute here.
No one really looking towards the pin.
You look, the fleet are lining up again. We've got Finport right on the. We've got Fin. All right.
They were keeping our ears warm though, wasn't it?
Yeah, mine too. So we've got the kitchen maker, Smeg, Vintech, and Asco all in the front line.
30 seconds.
Finport's hanging up here on the boat, wants the boat end. And in the second row we've got Triple M Yandu, Lumix, AOL, Ulvi and Dolzotto, but making their way through the front line.
What will Craig vote in this time, boys?
It is 15 to go. Start to pull the trigger.
10 seconds. G-ball. 5 seconds.
Oh, nice.
Lumix nailed it again. Great start, Jordan.
A nice squall just coming down This Park Shark Island. We're about to get very aquatic here.
Bit of a
We're not
carbon
a co-
copy of the first start, Bucko.
Yeah.
Lumix, landed on the boat.
Yeah. The Yandu, 3 seats in row F.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
not Woody's best start.
Make it showing signs of speed there, those two.
Promising.
Still hard to get far enough in front to tack on the forward, so
Yeah, oh look, they're totally at the mercy of the guys above them. I mean, Finport should start to tack out now. Lumix is doing him some damage. Smeg putting the squeeze on Vintech, but you know, Lumix is holding all the cards here. They're sufficiently to weather.
Into the lull. Kitchen Maker getting close to the edge of the wind.
Yeah,
Smeg likewise.
Kitchen Maker will have to
Kitchen Maker
make a
tack.
decision here. They're going to get across Smeg. Yeah. Oh no. Now the Kitchen Maker, Smeg were very kind to them there, I think, Bucko, tacked underneath them.
Yeah, a bit of inadvertent infringement there nearly, and very fresh on the front of this score here. Breeze up here. From 12 to 22, I would say. What have we got on screen? The Kitchen Maker in the foreground.
Yeah. So we've probably got Lumix leading the race. Lumix, Vintech,
Yep.
Smeg, and the Kitchen Maker in the top 4.
Yep. Still just a survival race. This one, I think, Steve, really looking upwind now. Oh, the
Lumix.
Panasonic just ate it. Wow.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Who have you got in front now, Bucko?
Oh, the Kitchen Maker's leading.
You know, I think Vintech's doing a nice job too. Vintech,
Nothing
Kitchen
wrong
Maker,
with the
Smeg.
Vintech.
Yep. Kitchen Maker and Smeg just having a little bit
the
of a
Smeg might be
drag race here.
The Smeg might be regretting not having gone across the Kitchen Maker when they could, actually. I think the Smeg, we'll see the Smeg bail out here, I think.
Big lumps in the breeze there,
Yeah,
Bucko.
no,
You
that
saw
was
the
a good-
Kitchen Maker
Yep,
bear away and
yep. Here we go, the Smeg tacking
big
down.
dive to leeward. Smeg heading back to this left side. They like what they did last time.
Yep, exactly. Carbon copied pretty much. And no point in sitting there in that pinching match either. You know, you never come out of that further ahead than when you went in. The Kitchen Maker following him back on starboard now.
Yeah. So the camera's on Vintech heading across to the right, and the Kitchen Maker tack to come back across to cover Smeg. And then we've got heading right as well. We've got Finport, Triple M, and Appliances online. Actually, some of them coming back now.
With our Mega camera.
So we're on the Kitchen Maker here. The breeze is definitely downrange. Their heads are up, knees are bent. In the lulls, they're searching for power.
So the Smeg went the wrong way there.
Smeg
With the
did.
benefit of the retrospectoscope.
Yep.
And the Vintech leads.
Vintech does lead there.
Hard right.
We're on the Kitchen Maker here, who's
Yeah.
doesn't know it, but he's sailing in a knock. The Vintech are in a nice right-hander above them, but Kitchen Maker in more breeze, I'd suggest, so it might wash out for them in the end.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, here comes the next rain squall.
Wow.
Yep, plenty on there. Sam Ellis doing a great job on the main.
Oh.
Hang on to it, Sammy. Tom just cracking the jib there. Not sure they're going to get back across the Vintech, but anyway.
Bail out, yep. The Vintech will be leading.
Lovely job. Man in the bow. He's a hell of a man, though.
He's a hell of a man, yeah. Gee whiz.
You want a man in the bow, he's the guy you'd want.
Yeah.
Michael Chittenden doing a great job.
Hook her up, Chits. A3, please, for the run.
Yeah.
Well, just keep working with the camera, though, mate.
So he's focusing on Woody at the moment, who is probably 5th or 6th in the race. The Vintech still leading from the Kitchen Maker, Finport, Triple M and Smeg. But Woody's coming across on port.
Well, Downland's calling us up, Ross. Woody's got a tack.
Right, yeah, he's got a track for Lumix and
Duck,
LB.
chose the tack.
Jordan Gertis and Ollie Hardison put him about.
I think the right's paid here quite significantly, Steve.
It has.
Looking up the beat.
Yeah, the Kitchen Maker and Smeg have benefited from
No,
it.
they're
But
very
the
close,
Vintech
though.
still leads.
Yeah, I know, but they're... Oh, yeah. 30, 40 yards.
Yeah.
Wow, good pressure on this side. So we're travelling with a little pack. Yandu, Lumix, Panasonic and Ilby. Wind speed here back above 20, 22 or something like that. Rain whistling past us.
Yeah, Chit's doing a great job hanging on the bow. We've got Triple M just crossing this pack of Yandu, Panasonic.
20
and
there.
Ilby decides to bail out. Wise move, boys.
Here we are going upwind in the camera cat with the apparent at about 40 knots. Oh, fuck. The Smeg about to have fun with a Optimus fleet. Ah.
We've got the Vintech still in the lead, closely followed by the Kitchen Maker. AOL done a lovely job to get up there as well into 3rd place. Just out of camera, you can't see them. Smeg coming across from the right-hand side, from the left-hand side, but he'll be somewhere in the mix there, 2nd or 3rd.
Okay, so the camera boat's at the windward mark now, and the leader Vintech approaching, and Smeg having to duck the Kitchen Maker, and therefore appliances. No, they're going to tack.
So Kirk Mitchell, Daniel Barnett
Wow.
and Tim Westwood doing a great job. Oh, Finport sticking it in there.
Oh, Finport, not good.
That's a high-risk manoeuvre with a new crew.
high risk maneuver with an old crew.
Yeah.
The Vintech pretty comfortable. Bit of a fight for the podium here. The present time. Against all the Vintech kitchen maker appliances Smeg. Be a great boost for the Vintech boys if they can keep it together.
Yeah, they're looking very good here. Very good. And over on the right side, Chits is just focusing on Kitchen Maker, AOL and Smeg. AOL's kind of got the Kitchen Maker nailed there in amongst the moorings.
I think, I mean, just looking back up when we're sort of chasing Vintech at full speed, but the Smeg has jibed first, and that looks like a good answer to me. Can't catch the Vintech. Push the levers a bit harder, was? Push the levers a bit harder. That's it. The poor old camera cat, we're at full wick, only gaining slowly on the Vintech.
Yeah. The young boys doing a great job here. Not looking back, they've got a substantial lead. They're looking very comfortable. They got a great boat, Bucko. I mean, this is the JJ defending boat, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. Excellent.
I saw them in the park this morning. I said to them, how's the new boat going? They said, it's fabulous. They said, the rest is up to us now.
That's right.
And they're doing a great job.
Oh, not that tidy a job, but not too bad.
Nah, they're fine.
The Smeg coming with a ton of wind. The Smeg coming down here on the favour score with the rest of the guys, all the podium. We okay there, was? Another dark grey cloud, never a good sign.
Big right-hander there, which has helped the Smeg.
And at full noise too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a great little battle going on between Kitchen Maker Appliances Online and Smeg.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff here. Smeg getting close to the ley line.
Yeah. They've got to go back soon.
And there'll be some pressure on everybody here.
Smeg jives just to the left of screen. AOL are going to jibe and the Kitchen Maker jibing. Oh,
just got
saved
there.
it.
Wow.
Phil Marshall there. Good job on the sheet.
Good work.
And just out of shot, look at Finport coming in here on port.
I'm a smoker.
Finport's got Adam Minter and Greg Dixon on today, so
Yeah, geez, tough when he has to roll his crew over every week or two, isn't it?
Matty Stender and Gus, I think, are out doing the MCs today, so
Yeah, earning the
need
money.
to get their priorities right, those boys.
Oh, really? So the Vintech leading at the mark. He's comfortable. Smeg will get their second. Nice run from the Smeglers. Oh, the
Got it.
Vintech's dial up, not too handy. You're right, was? Here we go, the Smeg turning the corner. Oh, gee whiz.
So Vintech first, a great lead. Smeg second.
Fabulous
Not sure
run.
who's going to be
Watch
third
the
here.
AOL.
The AOL's, they're in a bit of strife here.
They've got bother.
Yeah, the master shoots
As
halfway
has
to
the
master.
Finport.
Finport's in the tide. Yep. And the Kitchen Maker's going to go through the middle. No, he's going to come round underneath.
What are we doing? Was
Oh, high risk manoeuvre there. Have they pulled it off? Yes, they have. So the kitchen maker threaded the needle between the fin port, the AOL and the spectator ferry and are now in third place. Oh, poor old Appliances Online kitchen. Spinnaker's still halfway up the mast.
Yeah, he's got a problem.
Yeah. And next around, Jordan Gertis in the Lumix. Nice job, boys.
That was a bit of pressure, was on you.
I know. I had the Manly ferry coming, and then the gap was closing between Vintec and the
Talk about high
and
risk
our
options.
ferry.
That's right.
But he pulled it off.
Yeah, no infringement for the camera cut today yet.
Yeah.
So far.
Touch some wood. Oh, the breeze hard right now. Oh, the Appliance Online still can't get the chute down.
No, they got a massive knot in the halyard. So we've got one guy halfway up the mast holding the chute and the other one with his head down in the cockpit trying to get it undone.
Oh dear.
But back to the race. Way out in front, kitchen maker, and then Jordan Gertis on the Lumix, Panasonic Lumix. Just heading up to the top mark, chase the leaders for the last time. And the smugglers appear to have made a little bit back on the right hand side here. Bucko, the Vintech's heading back over there to try and cover them. They've definitely cut their lead down.
Amazing. Vintech choosing the tack forward and to leeward.
Little tactical
Not a good
maneuver
tack.
there. Yeah, but sure why they didn't go a little bit further there.
Say again?
I'm not sure why they didn't go a little bit further and camp right on him.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's good enough. Smig's gone back out to the right. For
Yeah. Lee thinks it was good enough too, so well done, Daniel. So Kirk Mitchell's the skipper here and Daniel Barnett on the sheet. Timmy Westwood in the bow. It's cracking a bit of jib there, Bucko, in the squalls.
Yeah, no, look, they've got a good handle on it.
They just need a couple of shifts to go their way and they're good.
Gee, it's got some volatility though, hasn't it?
Well, it has. It's been, as you pointed out, right at the start. Big
Yeah.
changes in direction and speed. And every time a rain cloud comes through, it's something different, isn't it? There's another one coming. It's a
Vintech,
bullet
just
right
about
in
to
front.
go into a real smoker. Watch this. Full main inversion, jib off, and we're going to tack as well. How about that, eh? Good show.
There's a worse one behind it.
Oh, not enough jib back. Some problem. Oh, he's got the outhaul. How about that?
He's got the main sheet loop around his foot at an inopportune time, I'd suggest, leading the race. Come on, Daniel, get back out there, mate. They need you.
Breeze went from 20 back to 12 just for a moment. Kitchen maker third. Probably Appliances hanging there. Oh, sorry, Lumix Panasonic 4. Just going behind a cherub.
So what's your bet for the top mark? Tech or Smeg?
Bintech looks like they've done the right way there, so they're comfortably in front at the moment. Comfortable when the Smeg's chasing those, probably not very comfortable, is it?
It's pretty close.
Yeah. Now, Smeg's on the right tack, in a sense. They're, you know, the wind's high right. Bintech's going to go out the back of the puff. Smeg's standing in a more breeze. But the breeze back in the left now where we are, so...
We're back to a matter of boat lengths though, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, and the kitchen makers made good grounds too, so they're not quite challenging yet, but they're not far off it.
Not out of it.
A couple of good shifts, and so we've got a great race to the top mark for the last time.
And he has to, the Smeg might be just thinking keep it simple and less tax and let's just...
I think so.
I think it happens a bit. Smeg right out on the left hand side of the course, just tack now for the viewers, but we're travelling on the right with the third place kitchen maker. On the face of a pretty solid squall here.
Yeah, there's a big board coming out.
Wow, not a bad
Nice
tack.
job, boys.
Yep. Now the same setup a little bit as before. Smeg stretched out, so he's only got one more tack. Pretty clean water up here now. No spectator boats. Pretty close to the ley line. Here he goes. Wow, that's a pretty good tack, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a racing tack for sure.
A full
They just
race
sent
tack.
it and assumed that they were going to make it.
Yep. Vintech's still in front. Not by much though.
Is the Smeg on lay?
Not quite.
No.
He's a bit short, I think.
He is at the moment.
Yep. Here goes Vintech into the tag. Smeg will think he'll lay. Bit of right hand air coming.
Come on, Daniel, get
And
that
there's
main
a
on.
moment or two that the Vintech just gave away.
Just a little slow on the exit side there.
And into the header for the Smeg. So, and then lifted, big lifted puff. So the Smeg's in a pretty awkward spot. I don't think they can lay from there. No, they can't.
Yeah.
So Lee be a bit unhappy about that little episode.
Kirk needs to go bow down and fast and pointed at that mark now.
Stick it at the mark, boys.
Yeah, and just coming on the screen from the left side, you'll see the kitchen maker who made up a lot of ground here. So we've got to have a great race to the bottom here, first, second, third.
Anyway, the Smeg's execution there pretty good. So
good tack from the kitchen maker, great tack from the Smeg. So it's all to play for here.
well to the back of the bus. Vintech. Not a bad set.
Around, a bad set. So we're on. It's unfortunate for those droplets, but we're on Smeg and kitchen maker here. Both off and away.
Smeg on a good path, but I think I'll set up to jibe.
Hold on, the
He's
kitchen
got a
maker's
little
jibe, was there?
A fleet of optimists here.
Yeah, well avoided. Okay, Kitchen Maker backing themselves and going down the middle. Vintech headed over to the left along with Smeg. Should have enough lead to get there, was there?
Just give it a wipe until, give it a wipe on the front.
Not
Much
bad.
better, yeah. We got rid of those annoying droplets now. Well done, Christoph. So we're on the Vintech, who's leading the race from about 30 metres from the Smeg, and then the Kitchen Maker another 10 or 15 metres behind them. But it's going to be a Gus for Gus battle. The Kitchen Maker are on the high side, and they look like they're a bit light on for pressure, Bucko.
Yeah, the Smeg's coming on the face of a good one again. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone will catch the Vintech unless they go on the tide. And they're not far off a lay. In fact, the breeze is far enough in the right.
Smeg
Wow, he jived.
throwing a little drive, and maybe they just want to mix it up a bit, put a bit
No,
of pressure on the Vintech and the Kitchen Maker.
Yeah. We're not quite on screen, but the Smeg, a jibe on the face
Oh,
of that beautiful little puff. Right down to the corner, jibe back and go to the finish, I think. Close enough. Wow.
Yeah, that's a beauty. It's a heading puff too, so it'll
Yeah.
take them deep down the course. If they
Oh,
can
he's
get
a
back
beauty.
out on another one, they're in good shape.
Yeah, a bit stuck, chits. Well, the Smeglers never say die.
Oh, sent it in there deep, didn't they? They're coming out on a beauty. About to cross the Kitchen Maker. They've done a good job there. Made up a lot of ground.
I think the Vintech's still okay.
Vintech out of screen, just
Vintech's
on the
a-
left here is
Not too much wind where they are, but let's see.
hopefully
Smeg
they've
on
got
the
enough
face of the
lead.
puff. Oh, wait, there's more.
Megler's
Fantastic.
doing everything they can,
Yeah.
driving on every puff.
Yeah. Oh, and there is good wind coming to them. Look at this. Crikey. Kabushka.
And Vintech,
So on the camera
Wow.
boat, we're about 300 yards upwind of the finish. Vintech, we think, still in front. Smeg away to the right, both boats on starboard jibe.
yep. It's still
Yeah,
a
the
contest.
Vintech's
It's
still
still
in
got a
front.
boat race here because
Good
I think
boat race.
Vintech are above pin lay here.
Yeah.
So the Smeg will come, oh, maybe not now. They just got a nice little right-hander. Smeglers will come back across them.
Smeg on a good header.
He's on a great header. Oh,
Vintech
Vintech
does
got
have
some
to jibe.
waves here.
Vintech has to jibe.
They pull off this drive, they've got the race. Oh, they're going deep.
Oh, I reckon the Smeg's beating them.
No,
Yep.
no way.
Well,
No. They're there.
yeah.
Well done, the Vintech.
How many seconds, Stephen?
Oh, Smeg still aren't across. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Vintech
Well done.
easy. Well done, the Vintech.
Isn't that good for those boys? That's a real confidence builder to be able to, you know, maintain that pressure and not
Yeah.
fold from the national champion.
They made good decisions most of the
Kurt,
day.
Daniel and Tim, awesome job. Well done, boys.
So now
That's a
we've got
nice way to finish going into the JJ.
Yeah, that will give them a lot of
Absolutely.
confidence.
So
And as you were saying, Steve, they said to themselves that they love the boat and up to them. We've got to give Smeg the ribbon, boys, haven't we?
Yeah.
we do.
So we.
And just out of screen, the Kitchen Maker finished a good third. They came they were attacking all the way to the end. So well done, boys. And that should be enough to get them 4th overall.
So can you just pass those boys? Just think how I'll do this.
Very
Might get someone on the bow.
Oh, slow down.
We got the ribbon. You going to do it, was it? You do it?
Or do it, just leave it in the bag.
Well,
Go on, whatever you reckon.
Film it.
come up a little, boy.
So So Warwick Rooklyn just manoeuvring the camera cat around so that we can present the winners ribbon to Lee Napton, Ricky Bridge and Mike McKenzie on the SMEG for a job well done for winning the Australian titles.
So that was action-packed for us and for the sailors today. Not the easiest conditions to be doing what we're trying to do.
Marco's got it. Well done, boys. Great job.
Well done, Bucko. He sacrificed his hat for that one. I've lost a hat today as well. All right, well, I think, yeah, we'll
watch them hoist it up.
yeah. So,
Back to the boat race. AOL was 4th, I think. Ilvi 5th. Finport 6th.
Yeah, AOL did pretty well to get back up there, didn't they?
They did, yeah, and Lumix did too. So Lumix and Woody were 7th and 8th, I think.
and so just to let the viewers know, if you don't follow any for skiffs, or indeed skiffs in general, since I was a youngster, the blue ribbon is traditionally given to the winner of championships. You know, boys on board have had plenty of them in their careers, and so the guys are just trying to sort that out and tie it to their spinnaker head and hoist that to the top of the mast for their parade home.
Tradition dictates that they do a lap of the ferry, get beer cans chucked at them, and any of the punters that didn't back them, buoy. That's how it works.
That's how it happened in your days, Barker.
So, and the people from the ferry
But we always had
acknowledging
trouble hoisting it.
you can hoist the chute but not the ribbon, Bucko.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's very difficult.
All right, well, congratulations to those boys. Faultless display. And we'll see you next Friday, everybody,
There we go.
for the invitation race for the JJ Giltnan.
highly successful hoist on the SMEG. They've forgotten to do the lap of the ferry though.
Yeah. And
Little difficult day for a lap of the ferry, I'd suggest, Bucko.
Okay, all right, we'll let them off.
so we'll wrap it up with that, chits.